Hello there, one and all, and thank you very much for tuning in to episode 548 of Love at First Scent with me, Persolaise, live on YouTube as always, regardless of whether you're watching the live or you're watching the recording. You are very, very welcome. We have some comments. Oriana's first and says, hey. What kind of hey is that, Oriana? Alex says, what a wonderful Sunday treat. Hello, everyone. And Akro, says Rachel. And welcome back, says Nicholas. Hello on this beautiful Sunday, says Mulendwe. I'm really sorry if I don't know how to pronounce some of your handles properly. Okay, the third of 4 planned videos live today for those of you watching live, but if you're watching the recording, then just watch whatever you want. Amazing shirt, Mr. P, says Claire. Thank you very much. Is it kind of spring-like or is it more autumnal? I don't know. What's the addiction this time, says Eric. Thank you for bringing us back on track. They've moved away, this brand, Akro, from the idea of addictions, maybe because they decided that there's only so many addictions you can turn into perfumes. And now it's all about pleasures and enjoyment and indulgence, those sorts of pursuits. Sounds like the opposite of Akro smoke, says K. Actually, that's a good point. It kind of is. Okay, so very quickly, I will say, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. And if you would like to find out how you can support my work, you should be able to see a link to my Ko-fi page in the video description below. And I'm always forget to say that if you do like the video, please give it a thumbs up because that helps with the old YouTube algorithm. But let's get a move on. This is brand new from Akro and it's called Breathe. Here you can see it in the 30ml bottle that the brand introduced a little while ago. Regular viewers will know that I am a big fan of this brand. It was founded a few years ago by none other than Olivier Cresp, you know, one of the most acclaimed, one of the most successful perfumers of all time. He just happens to be the man who made Angel for Mugler. Well, loads of things. I mean, you know, where do you start with Cresp? He did Juniper Sling for Penhaligon's. He also did Peonive for Penhaligon's, which was beautiful, sadly discontinued. He founded Akro with his daughter, Anaïs, and he's still working for other brands and creates perfumes for other brands all the time. But this is his personal playground. And there is very definitely an Akro DNA. The scents tend to be quite bold, quite uncompromising, maybe almost a bit blocky in the sense that they really announce their presence from the word go and they tell you exactly what they're going to be and they sort of don't deviate from that. But I've really enjoyed a lot of them. Again, regular viewers will know that I adore smoke from this brand, but I'm also really fond of ink. I'm really fond of infuse. I'm really fond of night. I was very taken with bake, not to wear for me personally, but because it was a kind of lemon meringue chantilly cream type concoction, but it was just so beautifully done, so gorgeous, and I always look forward to what this brand has to say. Angela says, I have Haze and I like it in spring, but I don't think it's a bestseller. No, I'm not sure that one is one of the best-selling ones, but they're all interesting. They're all genuinely interesting. Dark has got that kind of dark chocolate note. It's a sort of slightly different take on Gourmand. Without revealing too much information, I don't mind telling you that later this year, I think we're going to get something properly interesting from Creed. But why am I implying that this one isn't properly interesting? It is interesting, but this is basically Cresp returning to Cologne type territories, to sort of a Dolce & Gabbana light blue type territories. Rachel says, yes, that DNA reminds me of the work of Cellier. Oh, interesting point. I hadn't actually thought of that, but yeah, I can completely see what you mean. Whose bold work was influenced by her training in functional fragrance, according to Christophe Laudamiel. Interesting point, interesting. Why are you all asking me about Creed at the moment? Because I don't know... Did I say Creed and did I not mean it? Maybe I meant Akro, sorry, because I'm probably still got Creed on my mind. I meant to say, okay, sorry, clearly I must have said Creed when I meant Akro. Apologies. It's because I've just done a Creed video. Sorry. I just saw these in the live chat, people going, Creed. Frag Chi-Town says, believe Mr. P misspoke and meant Akro. Mr. P very definitely misspoke there. Anyway, Breathe from Acro. Here we go. I have a little bit of a press blurb and I have a pre-sprayed blotter as well. He hasn't given this brand an out-and-out cologne yet. And this is it. This is the cologne, really. It's just so nicely done. It is exactly what you want a cologne to be. The thing with colognes, and I seem to remember talking about this very, very recently, there are so many colognes out there that are what you would want a cologne to be, but because what you want a cologne to be is unassuming and not particularly ostentatious and fitting within certain tropes, within sort of genre codes, it means that they can't stand out from each other too much, and so it's difficult for them to get the attention of customers with lots and lots of pennies. I wonder if this one is going to go that way. But putting that aside, it's got a really nicely judged lemony bergamot sort of note, and Breathe is the most perfect name for it because it does give you this sense of walking out into, I don't know, some beautiful Calabrian lemon grove, not orange grove, but some sort of bergamot grove, and the sun is shining, but it's not too hot. Crucially, it's not too hot here. There is a coolness in the air. Maybe there's a kind of minty note. This would absolutely have been very, very comfortable in one of the sort of superior Guerlain Aqua Allegoria collections. You can tell that there's going to be a kind of suggestion of musks in the base, but not overdone, and it doesn't go kind of super aldehydic and super sci-fi like CK1, but the citrusishness is quite CK1, and I think it's charming. I think it's really nicely done, and it's certainly one that I would consider wearing when I need a bit of a pick-me-up. And I'm amazed that Breathe hasn't been taken for a perfume, because it's just the perfect name for a cologne style composition. Ula says, love a good cologne. They never fail to be uplifting and smile-inducing, so I cannot wait to try it out. Good to know. Rachel says, colognes are difficult as they're such a narrow and delicate structure. Yes, completely agree. Chanel's eau de cologne is my go-to, says JJ Astor. That is a good one. Rise says Mulendwe is a fun tropical vacation with a virgin pina colada fragrance. Yes, that you're absolutely right. That one kind of goes that way. A cologne should be light, says Alex, refreshing, fleeting and calming. What do they say? I will tell you in a moment. It's not the longest press release in the world, so do not fear. Introducing Breathe, they say, our new nature-inspired fragrance. Love, summer, tattoos, tobacco, travel, tea, whiskey, chill, chocolate, coffee, cupcakes, nature, party, happiness, bottled for your pleasure. So that's the sort of list of the key inspirations for all of the other perfumes. Acro is not just a fragrance brand, they say, it's a statement. Acro creates bold, evocative scents to transport you back to unforgettable moments in life. Our style is raw and unapologetic. Raw is a good word, actually. While our personality and character shine through every note, our fragrances are crafted to show the world who you really are. Be bold, be real, be you with Acro. Right, let's get to the actual perfume. Breathe is a new scent inspired by our addiction to nature. They've used the A word there, okay, so they've gone with addiction. This fragrance was formed by Acro's deep passion for natural beauty, be that awe-inspiring vistas as far as the eye can see, or just leaves crunching underfoot in a city park. It's a scent that allows you to reconnect with the natural world, conjuring up olfactory associations with its unique green ingredients. See, to me it's more citrusy than green, but okay. Breathe will take you to a more serene place, a world of peace. Where is that? Quiet scents and sensations. It's earthy, fragrant, dreamlike, but very much real. Earthy, maybe not so much. Breathe is a fresh, aqueous perfume that harnesses the power of water, revitalizing body and soul. Breathe is a fragrance that feels like a rush of fresh air. Interesting, they've gone through all of that and not mentioned citrus once, which is what I mostly get. What is interesting as well, pre-sprayed blotter, is that It really, really goes quiet, as you would want a cologne to do. It fades fairly quickly, but that's because it hasn't got a huge, huge, huge dose of musks in the base, anchoring everything and making everything feel too heavy. But you definitely sort of get a woodier citrus feel. It's interesting they insisted on green in that, because I suppose it's green in the sense of the more pine-like facets of lemon, but to me it still reads quite citrusy. I mean, I'm not thinking grass, I'm certainly not thinking galbanum, I'm not thinking bell peppers or peas green, but it's nicely done. It's a good, ever so slightly astringent, ever so slightly tart cologne, and I hope it does well. But I cannot wait to show you what's coming up next from them. I think we are going to have to wait about a couple of months, but I've had a sneak preview. I think we may be having a kind of worthy follow-up to Bake, but I will say no more. Who are we going to give the last word to? Mr. C says, Mr. P, have you got your hands on the new L'Artisan scent? It's called La Cérémonie de l'Encens, and it sounds really intriguing. No, I've heard about it. L'Artisan is not getting as much attention as it should in the UK. I don't know what's going on there, but I will try and get hold of a sample. Menchi says, I love the concept of perfumes that convey awe-inspiring nature. Dior Granville does that for me. That's gone, isn't it? I think, has that been discontinued? Rachel says, the most interesting recentish take on cologne for me was Christopher Chong's Fanfare for Thameen. Ah, interesting. And there's a new Uncle Serge, says Alex. Yes, I think I read about it, but don't know how I'm going to be able to get a sample just yet. Okay, thank you very much for watching. We will be back in a few minutes with our final video of the day. So see you in a bit. Bye now.